Good morning, friends. I wanted to do a garden tour this morning. We're in 9B. Last time I did a garden video, it was to show you what we were planting as far as seeds go. Well, as you can see, the seeds have been planted. We've put them in the ground. They've been in the ground about a month now. So everything is really taken off. We did have a slight freeze that came through, but we didn't lose anything. We covered our tomatoes just in case. They ended up being fine. Peppers are not in the ground yet. You can see this bed. I still have to put them in. I still have to plant some cucumber seeds, although I do have some in. There's a few things I do have to replant because of bugs, because unfortunately 9 beta bugs are already here. Cutworms every once in a while, and we did have a ton of wind, which broke a lot of immature plants, so we have to go ahead and get them replanted. But we're still really early in the season. The thing about 9B, you have to hurry up and plant before the heat and the bugs really come out, but we'll be fine. So I'll go show you around real quick so you can see what's going on and talk a little bit about what we have planted and what we hope to do with everything. One of my favorite areas, but it's also one of the areas that annoy me the most, because while it is full of flowers, it is full of weeds, but I just leave it because we planted specifically for bees and pollinators last year. And while I might not like the weeds, they do. So they have some coreopsis, some borage, which is getting to the end of its life because of the heat. I ended up saving a lot of flowers. I did chocolate bars with those. You can see there's all kind of seedlings. Lots of cosmos came up. Those are all self-seeded from last year. There's plenty of marigolds that's about to bloom. They have some clover. Right here you can see we had cilantro, which did really well. But we had a heat wave in February-ish, in the February, beginning of March. They all started going to seed, so I'll go ahead, I'll save those seeds to replant for next year. Aaron loves that, I don't. So those are kind of his plants. You can see right here, sorry about my finger. They have a lot of wild stuff growing in here. I believe this is mullein, so we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna leave that, because I am getting more and more into herbal medicine. And remember I said the bugs are coming out? Well, there's a caterpillar. We have those fuzzy caterpillars around here, and there's a lot of them. You can see they have some milkweed that needs to be pulled. Our garden is not perfect by any means. But right here is the elderberry plant that came up, because we do have an elderberry that grows here that hangs over our fence, so I'm assuming a bird planted it for us. You can see our lemongrass. They do have some weeds in here again. Like I said, we're not perfect. Some more cilantro that went to seed. It's actually gorgeous. I see some bee activity over here. We have plenty of mint, plenty of dill. The dill's going to seed. That's okay. The butterflies will come for that one. We have thornless blackberry. And you can see that has really just been producing like crazy. This plant's 2 years old. And then more milkweed that needs to be pulled. We've been so busy just taking care of things around here that weeding has fallen behind, but that's okay. So right here we're going to end up putting some peppers to the front and some more climbing things to the trellises on the back. And then I was very excited yesterday because I was looking at the grapevines and they have started to come out with some new leaves. I was a little nervous about those, but they seem to be making a comeback. Then we have to do more cucumbers here, and we'll probably put more peppers. We grow a lot of peppers. Our pigeons are over there. They have a lot of plants around them that are all self-seeded. Some morning glories, sunflowers, all kinds of stuff. Our strawberry bed, which is here, is doing well. It is starting to produce some strawberries. Look at the weeds, y'all. It'll be all right. Now that the craft show's over, which took up most of my last 2 to 3 weeks, I didn't have time to get out here and worry about weeds. I had to make our pickled quail eggs, all our different quail items, necklaces and stuff like that. So this kind of fell behind. And then these are pepper buckets. They are not full yet. I did not put those in yet, which that's coming. They do have a few volunteers in there. And you can see we have a few things going to seed in this bed, and the other bed is onions. This greenhouse will not be here much longer. Aaron brought home some large window panels and we'll be replacing that. I cannot wait to shoot that video. I'm looking forward to it. These right here, these pieces of wood, we put these up on the sides of the bed whenever we tilled, and it kept all our dirt in our beds. Right here's the beans. They have a few holes that didn't come up, or they did come up and the wind broke them. As you can see, there's a lot happening here. So it shouldn't be too long before we harvest beans. Then on either side of this trellis, this side and this side, I planted willow leaf pole beans. None of them came up. The seeds aren't that old, so I'm not sure what happened there. I'm going to go ahead and replant something different. These are called CH Pumpkin Fragrance. I got them from Asian Garden to Table. You can find them on YouTube, and they do have a website to order seeds. Again, a couple of those need to be replanted. The wind actually broke those. There are the pepper plants. They are waiting to go in the ground. We did buy some peppers this year. I did not start all the peppers from seed. I only started all the tomatoes from seed. And this is the squash. The pipes need to go in the ground at the corners of the bed. Those stop our hose pipe from taking out all our plants. This is the first batch of squash. I think it's just green zucchini that's here. Those are coming up nicely. We have the asparagus bed. And then we have this volunteer tomato here. And we have this patch of volunteer cherry tomatoes here. So that should just be a plain red cherry tomato. We decided just to cut the grass around them and leave them go. We put 4 eggplants only because the little one asked for some eggplants. They have 4 Creole tomatoes. I did purchase those tomatoes. We're going to save seeds from those this year. Now the thing about Creole tomatoes, apparently they only grow good in Louisiana. They're heat tolerant, but the reason they were called a Creole tomato is because of the Creole dirt that they were grown in. Apparently gives them a special flavor. You know, I don't know if that's true, but that's what they say. We have this volunteer that came up. I'm pretty sure it's some Asian wing beans. I probably need to pull it out. I just don't have the heart to. Now this is our cherry tomato bed. As you can see, there are a lot of cherry tomatoes. I've already started tying some up. I'm not a big fan of cages. We got these stakes this year that we hoping will last us a while. We had wooden poles. Those obviously rotted. So we'll see how these do. I'm hoping they'll last a couple years. They were about $1 a piece on Amazon. They have probably 8 to 10 varieties right here. I think it was 36 to 40 plants per tomato bed. The only thing is we have to try to stay on top of trimming because the humidity in Louisiana will cause blight sooner rather than later. And we have to plant early or else the heat will get our tomato plants because it gets so hot so early. On the front of this trellis, you can see here and here. But I need to replant some more beans there. Those are the 1,500-year-old cave beans. We've grown them before, but we skipped 3 years and decided to do them again. The wind took out a couple of those seedlings, so we're going to go ahead and put those back in. These are the ones I'm most excited about. Those are the soccer blue beans. I think I got them from, I'll have to look, but maybe Experimental Farm Network. I'll add that in once I double check it, but I'm pretty sure that's where I got them from. I do plan on saving seeds for those. And then this is our large tomato bed. This is sauce tomatoes, slicer tomatoes. I may have accidentally put a salad type tomato in here, but I don't know. This again has 8 to 10 different varieties. We planted approximately 2 to 3 plants of each. You can see Aaron got to trim up these front plants, but he did not get to trim these back ones yet. Because he works outside the house. He's a busy man. And he had to help with the craft show. And his bees are here. And it's just been, spring is wild. Spring's wild. But we already have, if I can find one to show you. I did see a couple tomatoes starting on the cherry tomato plants yesterday. But these plants are gorgeous right now. I can't wait to see. I do plan on saving seeds, and I'll show you what I'm going to do for that, because the way we have them situated, you don't want to just save seeds like this for cross-pollination. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to combine some of these flower clusters right here, and I'll bag them up. That way they can stay pure, because we do like to do seed swaps and save our own seeds. Let's see. Cherry tomatoes. I'm looking for you. I know I saw some. I don't remember which plant it was. But as you can see, we are full of flowers. We brought several plants with us to the craft show this weekend, and we sold all of those. So I'm hoping everybody that bought tomato plants gets a good harvest off of them. Easy. I'm gonna take this guy off, get rid of that, feed it to the chickens. Well, I'm not gonna keep you here searching, but that's what's going on with the garden. Let me go show you a view from the other way so you can see everything. I know you saw it behind me, but and here's the thing about your garden. Even though you have a bunch of weeds, it's still gonna look good. And anybody who doesn't like your weeds, well, that's a them problem. And my green stalk has a whole lot of lettuce going to seed. So I'm excited about that. I love saving seeds. If you don't know how, you should definitely try it. Alright guys, well, this is about it. I'll try to get on a more regular garden tour schedule, just because everything will be growing so quickly now. Y'all have a good day. Make sure you check out some other videos. Check out the bee ones. Bye.